I am Arul Prakash, Assistant Professor, Department of EEE, Jerusalem College of Engineering. Outline. Today we are going to discuss about a theory and application of encoders, types of encoders, fundamental components of the encoder, quadrature type encoders, errors in encoders, application of encoders. So what are encoders? Basically, an encoder is a device, a digital circuit that produce a binary output code depending on which of its inputs are activated. So encoder is a device that senses the position or orientation of use as a reference or active feedback to control position. An encoder is a device that senses the position and orientation based upon the feedback to the control position. There are two types of encoders are available in the market. One is a rotary type encoders, which converts a rotary position to an analog or electronic signal. For example, if you need to measure the speed control, the rotary encoders are used to measure the speed. The next is the linear encoder. The linear encoder which converts the linear position to the analog signal or an electronic signal. So based upon the linear position, linear variation, that converts the linear position to an electronic signal. There is also further classified into two types. One is absolute or incremental. So if you take a absolute encoders gives the absolute position, and knowledge of previous position is not required for the absolute encoders. So knowledge of previous position is not required for the absolute encoders. If you take an incremental encoders, this is the most ambitious or mostly worldwide used encoders that requires counting of a cycle, the cycle to determine absolute position. So it requires a previous position or a next position. The incrementation will takes place for incremental type encoders. Optical encoders. So if we take optical encoders, this is the only encoder that converts a position directly to the digital form. So without converting the position or a physical quantity into analog quantity, it directly converts the physical quantity into digital form. No other encoders will convert the physical quantity directly to the digital form. This is the only encoder which converts physical quantity, that is a position and orientation, can be directly converted into the digital form. How it works? It utilizes a source of light. And beam expander. It expands the light, and a collimator lens, which is the orientation of light takes place by using a collimating lens, a cylindrical lens which produce the collimated beam into a parallel path beam. That light is transmitted through a multi-track encoding disc. The multi-track encoding rotating disc have a coded pattern of opaque and transparent segments. It has a coded pattern of opaque and transparent segments on the rotating encoder disc results in the parallel output that can be detected by a detector array. This is the components required for the optical encoders. So as we discussed, it requires a light source. A light source may be a LED or an infrared LED, or it may be any kind of light source. Light is collimated using a lens. A lens is required for collimated purpose to making as a beam of parallel path. So also the important thing is we need a photo detector, either a photodiode or a phototransistor, which the light can be sensed by the photodiode or a phototransistor. It's a sensing device. It senses the light and converts into the electrical or electronic signal. A opaque disc or code disc. So opaque or code disc, a disc with having a code which having a opaque segment or opaque or transparent slits can be made in the disc to form a coding. Which allows light to pass through. Optical encoders. How the optical encoders operates? It is having LED, it is having a code disc, it is having a photodiode. In between LED and photodiode, we are having a code disc. Let's take a first picture. So all the source light from the LED is transmitted through the code disc and reaches the photosensor. All the lights from the LED since transmitted through the code disc and reaches the photosensor. So photosensors produce the output on. Similarly, if we take a second picture, so all the source of LED light is not transmitted by the coded disc, therefore the photosensor output will be not generated, so it will be in off condition. So if we take a third, so two position will passes the light, the center position will be a opaque one, so the light is not passed at the center, so the output will be on, off, on. Similarly the fourth, so only one position the light will be transmitted, the other two segments the light will be transmitted in the opaque part, so the light is not transmitted, the sensor output will be on, off. So what is the rotary optical encoder type? Incremental encoders, so mechanical motions computed by measuring consecutives on states. So it is an incremental encoders. So already I have said. So we can measure using optical encoder. We can measure the speed of a motor, or you can take a speed of the bike. You take a speed of the bike, that we are using optical encoders. We are measuring a digital form. So without optical encoders, we cannot make it. So we can fit the optical encoders. We can measure the speed of the bike directly to the digital form. Absolute encoders, digital data produced by code disk, which carries positional information. Based upon the digital data carried by the disk, the position can be measured. That is nothing but absolute encoders. So incremental encoders, code disk is shown in this figure. Absolute encoder code disk. So here the disk is space uniform. So based upon the previous stage, the incremental takes place. Here absolute encoder disk, the digital data is produced by the coded disk. Already it is coded based upon the information, based upon the position, the information we can receive. So how we receive the information? So all the information will be received in the form of digital. So digital is nothing but binary, coded decimal, or a gray encoding. In some devices, binary coding is used to keep track the various position. The area of the disk are named counting in binary. But we are having a problem that there is maybe a multiple bit can change from one successive area. There may be a problem because of multiple bit can change from one successive area to the next, such as 011 to 100. In all the 3 bits are changed here. To avoid such problems, gray coding is the mostly used where the adjacent area only differs in 1 bit. So let me explain. Here, a standard binary coding disk is shown in the figure. It is a standard binary coded disk. So every position is binary coded 1. So if all the thing is 0, then 000. Here only one segment is coded, so other 2 segments are 0, so 001. So like that, it is the disk is coded with a binary decimal value. So in the table, based upon the angle, the binary and decimal value is given. If it is 0 to 45, the binary value will be 000 and the decimal value will be 0. If the angle is 45 to 90, then the binary value will be 001 and the decimal value will be 1. From the 0 to 360 degree, the disk is coded. Maximum rotation of a disk is 360 degree. Therefore, from 0 to 360 degree, the disk is coded with the help of a binary coded decimal as well as decimal. So already I explained why we need to go for during the transition period. During the transition period, the light may be simulated from here to here, so that bits may be the binary bits have a chance to simulate a multiple area. So for that reason, we are shifting from binary coded to gray coding. Here, if you see the binary value of gray code, so all the code will be having one bit change when compared to the previous one. So if you take 0 0 0, the next only one bit will change 0 0 1. When compared to 0 0 1, there is a further one bit change 0 1 1. So like that, if you compared all those things, there will be a only one bit change when compared to the previous output. That is the difference between a binary code and a gray code. Notice only one bit has to be changed from all transition. Let me explain about quadrature. What is meant by quadrature? A quadrature describes two signals, each a 90 degree out of phase. There is a two signal A and B. You can see for every 90 degree there may be a change. For every 90 degree there may be a change. Therefore, used to determine the direction of the measurement. So the standard code will have only the position and the velocity, but we cannot measure at what direction the disk moves. But by using a quadrature, we can measure a position, a velocity, as well as the direction of the disk. So only two directions is possible, either A leads B or B leads A. We can say either forward or a reverse. Here it's a standard encoder tracks. It gives velocity, as I said before, it gives velocity and position but not the direction. So only one sensor is used for a standard encoder track, but if we take a quadrature encoder track, it's having a two coding, which having a two coding with each code will have a 90 degree out of phase. Each code will have a exactly 90 degree out of phase. So it requires the two sensors. It requires the two sensors to sense the position of the two codes, to sense the position of the two codes. So based upon the two codes, the direction can be measured. So we can measure the velocity, position, as well as the direction. How the quadrature works? The based upon the gray coding, identical tracks are made with a 90 degree out of phase. Already I have said we need two sensors based upon the current size with the next state. I hope you all visible. So we have a current state, channel A, channel B, as well as a next state, channel A, channel B. Based upon that, the direction is given. Based upon this table, that disk operates. Based upon this table, the direction can also be measured by using a quadrature code. Similarly, we can have a rotary encoders, quadrature rotary encoders. So example of quadrature rotary encoders, a 2-bit wheel is shown here, as well as a 64-bit wheel is shown here. So 2-bit, so rotary encoder, if we have a 2-bit, similarly 64-bit. So this is 1 bit this is another bit. Similarly 64 bit, so we have a 64 bit, we have two tracks here. Similarly we have two tracks here. Similarly we have a two tracks here. This is one track, this is one second track, this is one bit, this is one bit. Similarly here two tracks are there. 64 bits will be there for 64 bit wheel. So when we take a error, quantization error, which is mainly depends upon the resolution of the sensor. It is very important to have a high resolution sensor, because based upon the resolution of the sensor, quantization will take place. So quantization in the sense, so how quantize, that is 2 power, based upon 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 2, the quantization takes place based upon the resolution of the sensor. Similarly, assembly error may occur in the optical encoders. So disk not positioned correctly with respect to the sensor. Of course, based upon the disk, the light is transmitted or it is not transmitted, that is, it is opaque. Based upon that, optical encoders works so that the assembly should be made perfect. Otherwise, there may be a chance of having error. Manufacturing error, of course, tolerance of sensor positioning and code printing leads to inaccurate signals. So while manufacturing, the tolerance of sensor should be considered. The tolerance should be minimized, minimum tolerance. The position and code printing, while printing a code, so the position, everything should be taken care to avoid such errors. Structural limitations, loading on shaft. Of course, if the disk is rotation, while rotating the disk, the deformation may take place. So we need to take care of the disk deformation. If it is deformed, then the light may not be transmitted from the source to sensor. Coupling error, of course, gear backlash, belt slippage, everything should be considered. So everything should be properly made, otherwise the error may occur. Ambient effect, obviously if it vibrates, start vibration, the error, it leads to some error. So based upon temperature, noise, humidity, etc., it leads to some error. In application, if you take a application, coordinate measuring machine, CMM machine, CNC machine, digital calipers, electric motors, robotics. So we can say a number of applications. Already we said motorbike, car, in industry all the motors. So in lab, the encoders are required to measure the speed of any motors. So we can say a number of applications. So I hope you all understand about optical encoders. If you have any doubt, you can mail me. Thank you.